Hi, I'm Brad Brown, Health and Safety Consultant with the IHSA. Today we're going to be doing a video on donning our harness. Now the really important thing to keep in mind is that we've done a proper inspection of our harness prior to putting our harness on. We do have another video that contains that information to help you inspect your harness, but this one's just talking about getting the right fit to ensure that you're safe and you can get your job done at the same time. Now, one of the most important things about putting on a harness is verifying that you've got the right size of harness for you. Most manufacturers have a universal size harness. This is the typical one that you're going to receive on any construction project. However, if you have a different body shape, whether you might be slightly larger or smaller than what fits for the universal harness, you need to make sure that you've got the right one for you. Now, each manufacturer actually produces a chart that you can use to find out what the appropriate size for you is. And you can refer to this to verify that you're using the right one for your body type. Now, once we want to actually get to the point where we're going to put on our harness, what I like to do is I look at it like putting on a jacket. I grab my chest pieces, my chest straps, and I sling it up over my shoulder, just as if I was donning a coat or a jacket. The next thing I like to do is make sure that I get my chest strap out of the way. We're going to be doing a proper setup of our chest strap in a few moments, but I like to work from the bottom up when I'm installing and putting on my harness. So the first thing I'm going to start with are my leg straps. In the case that we have here, I'm using a grommeted or a tongue and buckle style harness. Now, when you're doing your leg straps, you want to make sure that you put them on evenly on each side. If you're in a fall arrest situation, you can be generating upwards of 1,000, 2,000, maybe even 3,000 pounds of force on your body. Now you want to make sure that's distributed properly through your harness rather than on one leg or the other. So you want to make sure that you install them exactly the same on both sides. Now, the other thing you want to keep in mind while you're installing your leg pieces is you don't need to sing falsetto in order to make sure that they're tight enough. What we want to do is take our hand, palm down, and put it in our leg strap. Then we make a fist and turn it sideways. If that doesn't come out easily, we know that our leg straps are actually tight enough. While we're still looking at our leg straps, we want to ensure that we tuck away any excess slack that we have as we go. Our harnesses are good for up to 5,000 pounds of force in some cases. Now, if I were to get this caught on a piece of equipment or on a crane hook or inside a load of material, I'm not going to be able to overpower my harness, and this is going to take me for a ride with it. So we tuck away all our excess material to ensure that we don't have anything hanging out to the side. After we tuck away our excess material on our leg straps, we need to worry about how tight this harness is on our shoulders. This is our next point of adjustment. Now, realistically, we want a little bit of downward pressure from our shoulders because in a lot of cases, and there's been many instances in the past, where if we don't have enough downward pressure from our shoulders, you can actually fall out of your harness. There's a very distinct misunderstanding in the field that every time we fall wonderfully feet first and get caught in our harness. However, in the real world, we may fall head first, we may fall sideways, we might fall upside down and backwards. So we need to ensure that our harnesses are tight enough on the shoulders that we actually can't physically get out of our harness. So we need to have a little bit of downward pressure here. Now, don't cheat yourself. Don't go, okay, I'm going to work like this all day long, so I want to make sure that I'm tight enough like this. You want to position yourself in such a way that it's actually have downward pressure in the manner you're actually going to work. There's no need to cheat yourself. It's supposed to save your life. So we make sure that we've got that downward pressure. Then we move up to our chest strap. Now, when we're looking at our chest strap, we don't want it too low and we don't want it too high. Because if I were in a fall with my harness, I'm actually going to hang slightly like this with my D-ring above my head. So I actually want to make sure that this isn't going to choke me should I actually be in a fall. So what a general rule that I like to use is I make a sign like this, maybe the old telephone sign or the good old surfer hang loose sign. And you just stand normally with your thumb on your chin. And as long as your pinky finger is somewhere near the top of that strap, you know that your chest strap is in the right position. Our next point of adjustment is going to be our chest strap across here to make sure that we've got it snug enough. This is our last point of adjustment for making sure that we can't fall out of our harness. So we want to make sure it's tight enough. Now what we really need here is to actually bow the harness in and bow the harness back out when we're putting it on. So I actually have to tighten mine up just a touch to make it good, and then I tuck away that excess slack as we go to make sure that I can't get caught on everything else. So at this point, what I like to do is I like to verify that I can't fall out of my harness. So normally in most harnesses, I'll be able to pull one shoulder strap off, but I shouldn't be able to get both shoulder straps off at the same time, because if I can, that's putting me in a position where I could actually physically get out of my harness in a fall. The very last point of adjustment that we make is our D-ring on our back. Now, sometimes you might need to have a buddy to help you adjust this or to verify that it's in the right position. It's always a good idea, especially when you're adjusting your harness for the first time, to have somebody verify that everything's in the right position. Now the D-ring on our back, we want to make sure that our D-ring is in line with the sharp part of our shoulder blades and centered properly. Certain types of harnesses require you to take them off to adjust them, but the vast majority can be adjusted by another person. Now to close out this video about donning the harness, I do want to reference that you should be following the manufacturer's instructions. Each manufacturer is a little bit different, and they might have special positioning and different types of harnesses with different attachment points that you'll need to verify that they're in the right position. Thank you very much for watching my safety talk about donning a harness. Please visit our website at www.IHSA.ca for more information and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.